Hello YouTube friends. Thought I'd try to make a quick video on our water system and how that works for us. We have a really bad well. It runs almost pure salt. A lot of the wells in this area are that way. There's no way we could drink that well water. We have so much water here on the property. There's the pond. I'll take you down there and show you that. Then I'll show you the spring system that we use. I'll take a kind of a jiggly walk down here. You see it's a nice view from the back side of the house. And I just come down here. Kids used to swim in this growing up. I imagine the grandkids will now. But we live next door to a great big lake, so usually the pond water is nicer though. That's 6 feet deep in a drought year. It's about 14 feet deep right now. And I have to have the pond because I've got to keep the log deck wet for the sawmill business. But down here we've got a spring box. It's a 2,000 gallon tank, concrete tank buried in the ground. You see the creek is not running right now, and coming out of this footbridge here. This runs probably 5 months out of the year. It's run for a few weeks now, but it's not running right now. A little early as far as our wet season. But our water, this is flowing out from under the spring box. You see that's a good flow of water. That doesn't change. That runs year round, just like that. And that's more than enough water for our needs. So I have a 2,000 gallon tank that I'm standing on now. And there's a pump that pressurizes that tank, and that pushes the water up to the house or up to a big tank up on the mountain. 2,500 gallon tank up on the mountain for gravity feed water. So this is what I have to do. Oops. Turn that off for a minute. That's the sprinkler pump for the log deck. What I have to do is pump water up to a tank when I have to switch over to solar and there's no public power. I have to fire up a generator and pump water up to the storage tank up on the mountain. And that tank lasts me almost a month in the winter time. We haven't ever had to use it just for irrigation purposes. That would be firing this other pump that I just turned off for the irrigation. So in a long-term grid down situation, what we'd have to do is fire up a diesel generator to pump water once a month up on the upper tank, which would be a hassle, but hope we don't ever have to. The other thing is I have a couple of solar panels and two L16 batteries I can bring down here, and I have a commercial rated inverter that will actually run this pump, and I could set 2 solar panels out there in the pasture in the sun, and we could use that to pump water up on the mountain if we were in a place where we didn't have any diesel fuel or propane or gasoline. We'd still be able to pump water up on the mountain. So that inverter is brand new, sitting on a shelf. I hope I don't ever need it because it's not very efficient. But if I hook it up to a couple L16s, set the panels out in the sun, it'll definitely fill the 2,500 gallon tank. So you can see these pipes coming in. This goes right into this tank. There's one there. That valve comes from one spring. And then there's 2 other springs here, and it's all underground. And the springs are up on the mountain, The springs are interesting construction. You took a backhoe and you dig a trench. You put a perforated pipe in it, and then you backfill it with rock. And I don't even think we're using all of the springs. Here's one here. You can see the flow there. We use so much water, I don't even hook them all up. Just don't need them all. In fact, we can run everything off one spring. I think right now I've got 3 going into the tank, but that's good water. You know, you could run a whole house. If you can get a finger like that, you can run a whole house on that if you got a big tank. Because in 24 hours, that's a lot of water. And it's good, tasty water. Good spring water. And that's what you do when your wells are bad. In fact, that's why we bought the property. Because it had water just pouring out everywhere. Anyway, I'll take you up and post a picture of the tank. It's up on the mountain. I'll have to hop on the quad and I'll probably post that on another video. Another beautiful gray sky day. Actually, I would call this Oregon sunshine. Have a blessed day.